What is up, guys? Jake from One Hive, and here's the one I know you guys have been waiting on, the how-to LavaLoonion at Town Hall 9. Now we're going to cover a few things, obviously show you, 3 attacks like we normally do, break down the bases, talk about it, then show the attacks. The first thing I want to cover is the type of base, because a lot of people are going to ask this. What we have seen and what we have found out is that the type of base that works well for this are ones that have air defensive sort of spread out, sort of accessible. You need to be able to take a few of them out before you start your Lava Hound balloon attack. Also, you need to be able to get to the Archer Queen. Those are things to be looking for. Now, the one exception of the air defenses not being spread out where they're covering each other is if, like you saw in this start of this video here, if you can get to them with hogs and take out 2 of them, then it's okay. It doesn't matter if they're covering each other or not. But if they're covering each other sort of in the core, all clumped up in the core, those bases don't work well with LavaLoonion. So that's sort of the precursor of what we're looking for in bases, and we're going to get in more detail about that. But the idea is to realize that this is not the perfect attack. Just like I've talked about in all my how-to strategies, it's only going to work for certain bases, and you guys have the most valuable skill you can develop in this game. I made a video on it. I've talked about it. Is base identification. Scouting a base, knowing what will work against it, knowing what you need to bring to 3-star it. That's what has to happen, and that's what you've got to be able to do. This attack is no exception. It's not a cure-all. It's not the perfect attack. It's not going to work on everything that you throw at it. And it is a technical attack. It's not a spam Laloonion type attack strategy. It's more of a surgical, taking out key defenses, and then going from there to swarm the base and overwhelm it after you've crippled its air defense, basically. So that's what we're looking at, guys. That's what we're going to get into. We're going to go through 3 attacks. We'll get to the first one right here and start scouting out and show you what's going on. Alright, guys, the first one we're going to look at is an attack that Che did a while back, and as we talked about before, you want bases where the air defenses are spread out and the Archer Queen is accessible. Now, this base has most of those characteristics. These bottom air defenses are plenty spread out. If you've got a Lava Hound attacking this one, the other one can't reach it and vice versa, so that's good. Archer Queen's obviously accessible. Now, the top 2 are covering each other, so you've got to address that. You've got to have a plan for it. Che does. He does a good job. He drops. We're going to talk about this in steps, too. I want you guys to think about every attack that we do, step 1, 2, 3, 4, and when you're planning your attack or scouting bases, step 1, 2, 3, 4. Step 1 is to take out at least 1 air defense and to get the clan castle lure. Now, obviously, you don't, just like any other attack, you don't want to try to take out this one and get the clan castle lure. The queen's going to wreck you. Too much cost, all that. So Che elects to take out the top. Now, what he does, and what's perfectly fine to do, you've got to know, you got to practice and you got to know the basis, is to take out both of these top air defenses. Okay, and because they're covering each other, that's a good move. He drops a balloon on each of these cannons. Did not get him taken out, so that was sort of some wasted space, but it's okay. He goes ahead and sends his hogs in, 2 groups of hogs, and drops a heal here and here. Okay, the hogs have a lot of damage coming in. You've got to keep them up. They're going to have clan castle troops coming out, starting to attack them. You've got to make sure you've got enough hogs, and if you need a heal, obviously bring the heal to get the job done. If not, you've wasted troop space, you've wasted spells, you're pretty much screwed at that point. While the hogs are doing their job, he drops a balloon here just for a nice 1-for-1 trade. That was smart. So what Che has done is sort of doubled up on step 1, and it's a brilliant move, and it makes this attack very nice. 2 air defenses taken out, plus the clan castle lure. Now, he did have to use a lot of troop space, and he used 2 of his spells, but it's worth it because it's all about taking out those air defenses. You get the air defenses taken out, your balloons and minions, nothing else can really handle them. Nothing else can stop them besides the queen, which brings us moving forward in a moment to get to her. Step 2, kill the clan castle troops. Once he gets that all done, he brings the clan castle troops out to the side here. At that point, there's 2 ways you can take them out. You can use Barch, bring a few barbs and archers, and just work them back and forth and get them in a nice, neat pile. Then you can deploy a balloon that, when they kill, crashes on top of them and takes them out. This is a method that takes a little bit of practice. It's harder than you would think. So you've got to practice that. You've got to know the right angle to drop your balloon. If you drop your balloon over here, it's just going to bypass them, and it's not even going to hit them. So you got to know where your balloon's heading and drop the right angle. There's a little bit of practice as far as how far away to drop it, knowing how fast they're going to kill it. So that's a little bit tricky, but it can be done. It is by far the most cost-effective way to get it done. I recommend, if you do that once you get them bunched up and you drop your balloon, I would immediately, don't just watch for it to crash and kill them, drop 2 to 3 minions. A lot of times you'll have high-level wizards that won't die from one hit of a crash balloon. Those minions will help clean that up. Plus, if it's just a little bit off and doesn't get all of them, the minions are already taking troops out while they're distracted by the balloon. So if you're going to use that method, I would recommend that. The other thing that you need to know is that you don't have to do it that way. You can bring something to distract and a few wizards to flank them on both sides. You can bring actually a witch like we normally do to kill clan castles. It's all about doing it cost effective, but you've got to get the job done. If you're not good at the balloon method, bring something else to kill them. Just make sure you can get the clan castle troops taken care of. That's step number 2. That brings us to step number 3, taking out the archer queen. It's got to be done. If you need a golem, like we normally do in a hog raid, send a golem. Send your heroes. You've got to be able to get to her. If you need a jump spell to get to her, bring what you have to do to get the archer queen taken care of. Step number 3. Now, inside step number 3, when they're really close like this, if you can take out that other air defense, that's a bonus. The more air defenses you can take out in the process of these steps, the better. That's going to make the end of your attack that much easier. But you've got to get her taken care of. Send your king in. If they're still enough to put her out here on the outside, just send your king in. He's going to lock onto her. She's going to jump the wall for you, rage him, do his ability. She's going to go down. That's simple enough. But that's all part of scouting your attack and planning your attack. Step number 3, take out the archer queen. If possible, take out an air defense with her. Now that brings us to step number 4, the final step, just the attack. Che's got these 2 taken out. I don't believe, I hadn't watched the attack just in the last few minutes. I don't believe he gets this one taken out, but if he had, he could just simply attack from this side. I believe he sends his lava hounds in just like this, followed up by balloons. And that's perfect. At this point, if you have rages, obviously, if you have enough heals left over, use your rages. Get those balloons on those air defenses and taken out as quickly as possible. And then start putting your minions down. This is not a farming attack. Don't just fan your minions out behind it. Start putting your minions down in groups where the defenses are gone, where you know nothing can hit them. If it's up here, fine. Drop a few up here. Just get the cleanup process started with your minions and be looking at the base and seeing what's available. Hopefully this will make a little bit more sense as we watch it live. Let's clear all this off and watch Che do it. Okay, like we said, he dropped a balloon trying to take out those cannons just cheaply, but there was too much damage coming in, and it just didn't get done. The air defense is locked on. They go down. The cannons are almost dead, but not quite. He goes ahead and sends his hogs in. Drops his heals right here. Boom, boom. Now these hogs are protected. Look at all that damage coming at them. You've got to have them protected and have enough hogs to get the job done, which Che does nicely. You'll see also Clan Castle is lured now. All that happened. It was expensive. He used a lot of balloons. He used a lot of hogs. He used 2 of his 4 heals. But now step 1 is complete. 2 air defenses down. Clan Castle lure is completed. He's going to bring him over here to the side. He's going to work them back and forth like we talked about. You've got to get them. You've got to get them bunched up. You can't. This takes some, and you've got to calculate for this in your troop space that you use. You've got to be able to do it. Working them back and forth. And right here, Che uses the method of actually going ahead and bringing witches. I don't disagree with this method. I really don't. It's safer. Yes, it uses more space, but especially if you don't know what's in the clan castle, if it's not a cleanup attack. Might consider this. Drops a few giants just to get that queen's attention and to get her brought out, and uses the jump spell. King's right there. As soon as Che shoot a giant, King's locked on. He's going to take out the queen. That's perfect. So now step number 2 is done. They're moving in towards that air defense, but really without the queen there, chances of him getting that taken out are not good. But right here, like I said, Che sends in his Lava Hound, excuse me, on the right side, the Queen eventually does make his way into there and take out the other air defense, drops his last spell, which is his Rage, on the balloons to help take out that air defense. It goes down. Now, as you'll see, at this point, he's spread out his minions. Sorry about the lag there, guys. It's over. There's nothing. The Lava Hound just goes down. He's got too many balloons, too much cleanup troop for anything else to take it out air defense-wise. It's once you cripple the base that badly by taking out air defenses and the Queen, the swarm can work at that point. It'd be like if you were on a farming attack and all of a sudden someone was upgrading all 4 of their air defenses at once and you had a Laloonion army. You're going to wreck that base. That's exactly what you're doing. You're just having to take the steps to cripple the base before you go into the attack. So let's move on, watch the next one, break it down, and see how Keo did an attack. All right, this attack that Keo did was beautiful, and this is a really nice style of base that you're going to want to watch for and look for when you're looking for a Laloonion attack base. You'll see that these 2 bottom ones are spread. Again, these top ones are close, but he's going to use a very similar style as one we just watched to take it out. We'll talk about that in a moment. And you've got this Queen standing right by an air defense. All right, here's how Keo does it. He sends in, and he's going to mess around down here, dropping a few minions just for some free buildings. But basically, he's going to send his hogs in here. And now, the beautiful thing that Keo does is he uses 1 heal to take out both of those. He has 2 groups of hogs, but just 1 spell and gets both of those air defenses. The reason he can do that is because he understands hog pathing, and you can't do it like if we were sending in hogs from this direction, we couldn't do that because the hogs are going to be standing out here taking out these air defenses, and the heal wouldn't cover them both. But Keo, knowing hog pathing as well as he does, knows that if he sends them in from the middle, they're going to go from there to this cannon, and from there, they're going to go to the inside and be standing there attacking the air defenses. And 1 heal will cover both of them at that point. So a beautiful scout, a beautiful job, and a beautiful plan that works very well. Now, that being said, obvious spring trap positions here, and possible ones here, but you avoid that with the way you send your hogs in. When you send them in this way, you've got to make sure you bring enough, guys. I mean, Keo almost got messed up on this attack because of this. The hogs come in, kill that, and then boom, right here, you start seeing the hogs fly off the screen. Well, the heal goes down and everything's working well, but you've got clan castle troops coming in, you've got X-bows shooting at you, you got a lot of damage. This particular air defense does not quite go down. It's got like a 1 hit point left. I mean, 1 more swing from the hog, it would have got it. But step number 1 accomplished. Takes out an air defense, gets the clan castle alert. So step number 1, all good. Then he's going to bring them down to the bottom here. He does the bunch up method, works them back and forth with Barch, puts a little pile of them there, drops a balloon, crashes on them, a few cleanup troops to help finish it off. Then he drops his king in, queen in right here. All that's going in. The queen's going to lock on relatively quickly to the king, and he's going to go and take it out. As soon as the queen locks on, you don't have to worry about it anymore. Once she's on him, as long as you know that he's going to take her out, she jumps the wall and he's going to use his ability. She's going to go down. He goes ahead and sends his lava hounds in. He's not waiting on anything. Lava hounds go in, balloons come in behind it, rage. And you'll see how quickly at that point everything's looking good, except for this little guy up here. Keo gets a little bit lucky because this goes down, and as this goes down, the lava hound on this side goes into pups, but this is his higher level lava hound. It makes it over here, and just as it gets there, it explodes and kills that. So that was just a little bit of luck there, but at this point, all the air defense are down, the queen's down. He starts spreading minions out, doing the cleanup attack, just like we talked about. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's GG. So let's watch it live and see how Keo did it. All right, as I mentioned, he's going to drop a few minions down here, and I think he's just cleaning out an area for his kill squad to work, to be able to work them back and forth with Barch a little more effectively. Once they take out a few of those buildings, he's going to start his hog deployment up top. Right here, he drops a giant real quickly just to soak up a little bit of damage to help those hogs get in there. And then right here, the heel goes down. Now, you see what we talked about, the hog pathing. They go in, and then they're both going to be standing in that inside of that heel. You look on the outside of those air defenses. If they were out there, it would not cover them with one heel. You'll see the left side goes down, the right side almost, but not quite. But he gets the air defense taken care of and the all-important clan castle lure. Going to bring them all down to the bottom. Start working them back and forth with Barch and make a nice little pile. He takes a moment to do this, so we'll stop for a drink of beer while he does it. All right, like I said, back and forth, and this is just something you're going to have to work on and practice and know based on the what's in the clan castle troops, based on the base, how many you're going to need to get it right. Drops his balloon, good angle, takes out almost everything. Few left there. He drops a few wizards and a few minions just to help clean that up. Then right here, heroes go down. They're working the way in, and as you see, the queen right there, boom, she's locked on. Now the king is not going to ignore her, and already Keo sending in balloons and lava hounds. Love the angle he took just to draw all the fire on those lava hounds. Drops the rage. Everything's going great. The queen goes down, drops a few balloons up top just to help, and as you'll see right there, that lava hound running up, and as those bombs hit it, boom, it takes out the air defense. So that was a little bit of fortune, a little bit of luck there for Keo that went that way, and that air defense was not able to just shoot all his balloons down coming from that side. But as you'll see here, look at this, guys. Look how fast it happened once it starts. There's no nothing's going to take out his air attack at this point. He starts sprinkling in his minions. If you do it right, it's going to be slow. It's going to be a slow start, and then once you unleash it, there's nothing to stop it. So it's going to happen quickly at that point. Just a beautiful attack by Keo. Steps 1, 2, 3, 4 all went perfectly. Aside from that one air defense not quite going down, but he got lucky on that, and it went ahead and took it out. Just an awesome attack. Let's move on to our last one, guys. All right, guys, the last one we're going to look at is an attack that Raisin Flower did in our last war, or war before last. And as you can see, it's a similar layout in the fact that the bottom air defenses are spread and the top air defenses are closer together. Now, step number one, what Raisin does is just simply send 2 groups of hogs in. The pathing is simple. There's nothing to worry about. There's not even a lot of damage coming in. This is all splash damage up here, not a lot of point defense damage. So she doesn't even bring the heals. Doesn't have to. Splash damage is not going to take out a group of hogs fast enough. These archer towers go down, and then right there, boom, onto the air defenses, and they go down. No heal needed, just hogs. Now, you're seeing a recurring thing of bringing hogs, but again, guys, it's just the ones that I had to show you that are successful. Step number 1 is all about taking out an air defense as cheaply as possible, at least one, and getting the clan castle lure. It might not be with hogs. It might be with balloons. It might be with a lava hound followed by some balloons with a rage spell. I've seen it done successfully that way. Just get the job done. Make sure you're taking out the air defense and getting the clan castle lure. Obviously, the ones that I've shown you are sort of 2-for-1s, and that's ideal. If you can get 2 of them done with the clan castle lure, you've got a leg up. You're going to see also, we'll talk about it a little bit more at the end, that if you can get the first 2 to 3 steps done successfully, the actual attack at that point is simple. So she sends hogs in, takes these out, no problem, gets the clan castle lure. She's going to bring the clan castle over to the side. She's going to use the clump up technique, back and forth, back and forth. He actually has a balloon in his clan castle, but that doesn't matter. A balloon does not affect this attack at all. Works it back and forth, drops a balloon, takes out the clan castle troops, and then just a few minions like we talked about right after the balloon is deployed to clean it up, and they take out the balloon. Now at that point, look how much more difficult this queen is. She's not accessible. This is a very protected queen. So Raisin does it just like I said, bring what you have to bring. Deploys a golem, uses a jump spell, heroes all going in, and the queen obviously is going to jump this wall as soon as the troops get in here. Now you've got it. Remember when you're doing this technique, if you're bringing golem and all that stuff, all the techniques and all the things that we talked about as far as getting your golem and your kill squad to go into the queen, obviously still apply. Funneling, you've got to bring something down here to break this funnel to where your troops, your king won't just go from this building to this building and wrap around. You've got to make the troops go where you want them to. Remember that. King goes in. Obviously, this air defense as a bonus gets taken out. That's another great thing about the way she did this attack. In step 3, taking out the Archer Queen. Always taking out another air defense is a huge bonus, which she does successfully. Queen locks on, King locks on to her, jumps over, takes her out, wham, she's gone. Now at this point, she's got all 3 of these air defenses taken out. She's got the clan castle taken care of, and she's got the queen taken care of. Steps 1, 2, and 3 done. Lava Hound followed by balloons. Simple. Rage, it's over. Once this goes down, start spreading out her... drops a few balloons in different areas, spreading out her minions. It just you'll see again as we watch it live, it happens fast. It's all about getting those first few steps done, building your attack, getting the air defenses crippled, and then you can swarm it. Let's watch it happen live. Okay, like we talked about, 2 groups of hogs. Not even that many. I think there was like 4 or 5, maybe 6 hogs, like 4 or 5, I think, in each group, which was plenty. Now you see she brought extra hogs. We'll look at that later. I think it was just a precaution to make sure got the job done. Hogs get in, take the 2 air defenses down, get the clan castle over. Step number 1 complete. Step number 2, dragging the clan castle troops over. She's going to use the bunch up technique, drop a balloon on them. She's going to work them back and forth with her barch. We'll stop for a drink of beer. And like I mentioned, there's a balloon in this one, but just ignore it. Don't even worry about it. Pretend it's not there. A few minions, 1 minion technically, is going to take it out. Right there, balloon goes down, kills everything. Minion on the backside to get that witch that was straggling and takes out the balloon. So perfect job killing the clan castle. Step number 3, take out the Archer Queen. Jump spell goes down. Golem goes down, as you can see right there. King goes right in. Queen starts to stray a little bit, but the jump is going to get her in there and get her locked onto that air defense. The king locked onto the queen. She's down. Right here, the air defense is going down. The queen's locked on. It's going to go over. Lava Hound goes down. Wall of balloons behind it. Rage. GG. It's over here, guys. Step 1, 2, and 3 complete successfully. It's over. Balloons go down. Starts dropping... the hogs up top just to help out. I mean, at this point, she's got a heal and some hogs. Didn't have to do it, but they're going to come in and help out. But the balloons could have handled it on their own pretty much. Starts fanning out her, like I told you, when areas that defenses are gone, that they're taking care of, they're clear. Start fanning out your minions. Sorry about the lag there, guys. And the cleanup's going to happen, and it's going to happen pretty quickly. So just a beautiful attack by Raisin Smuggler. Just wrecked that base because the steps leading up to the attack were successful. Like I said, steps 1, 2, 3 are successful. Step 4 is a breeze. If you can cripple the base's air defenses, this attack is going to work. And this can take out high-level bases. I mean, you're looking at this. This is a high-level base. It can do it. It can be successful. Just remember, guys, this is not the perfect attack. It's not a catch-all. It's not going to work on every base. It's not an easy attack. These guys make it look pretty easy, but trust me, the first few times you try it, you're going to screw up. Don't be discouraged by that. If we stopped on the first few tries, when we screwed something up, none of these attacks would be developed and fleshed out and be successful. So don't let that discourage you. Practice it. Practice scouting the bases. Know what you're looking for. Know how to identify bases that's going to be successful against. Really hope this is what you guys were wanting. I know a lot of people have been demanding this video. I wanted to bring it to you as quick as I could, but I also wanted to get it fleshed out to where I feel like I give you guys good information. Hope you like it. Hope you're successful with it. In future videos, if you guys are having some success with this, drop a comment. Let me know. Say, hey, Jake, got the 3-star with the LavaLoonion. Thanks for the help. I'll love to hear that stuff. Until next time, guys, Jake from One Hive doing my best to help you guys suck less.